Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to achieve this I would like to say springish slash summerish, because we're like leaving spring and we're entering summer kind of look. That's a really long name, I know, but if you want to learn how to achieve this fabulous look, keep on watching. Alright, so to begin, I'm going to go ahead and start with priming my face. I'm going to use this baby skin primer. I'm going to go ahead and apply this all over to my face. I like to apply it all over to my face because I have really oily skin, and I also have had like serious acne, so I literally have like tremendous pores. So yeah, I like to apply it to all my face to make it nice and smooth. Alright, so next I'm going to go ahead and add this oil control mattifying spray. This spray is helpful if you have really oily skin like I do. It helps so your makeup stays on longer and it helps you stay shine free. Okay, so moving on to foundation. I totally forgot to show you guys a preview of the foundations I was using, but I'm basically using a combination of two foundations, which is one from Lancome and one from Kat Von D. I don't know if that's how you say Lancome, but anyways, if you would like to know what kind they are or what specific name they are, I will leave them down below in the description. But the reason why I like to use these two foundations together is because I just really like the thick consistency of the Kat Von D one. Because since I have like really deep acne scars, I really like how that one like fills up the, you know, the scars a bit more. But I do think it's a little bit too thick, so I like to mix it with the Lancome since that one has a really nice smooth finish to it. So moving on to concealer, I like to use this Pro Conceal by LA Girl. I really like this concealer because I feel like there's not many concealers that match my complexion, like my olive skin tone. So I really like this concealer, and it's really cheap too. So I'm just going ahead and applying it on the areas that you would typically want to highlight, which is, you know, the center of your face, your forehead, your chin, and the lower part of your cheeks, like near your jawbone. And now I'm just going to go ahead and grab my sponge, and I'm going to go ahead and blend out all those areas where I put the concealer on. I do like to add a little bit to my eyelids since I'm going to do a bright eyeshadow look. I like to add a little bit, not too much. Alright, so moving on to baking powder. I like to use this luxury baking powder in banana color from Revolution. I'm going to go ahead and add that under my eyes and a little bit onto my eyelids because I do tend to get a little bit of oily on my eyelids. And I'm gonna avoid adding to the other parts where I put concealer because I feel like those areas tend to get a bit too baked if I leave it on for too long. And since I do get really oily on the center of my face, that's the only area I'm adding it to. Alright, so that's pretty much it for the face for now. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the eyebrows. I'm not going to show the whole eyebrow process because that takes forever. But I mean, if you would like to see how I do my eyebrows, just comment down below and I'll make a video separately just for the eyebrows. Alright, so now that the eyebrows are done, I'm going to go ahead and move on to eyeshadow. So I'm using this Kylie palette for the first color. I'm going to go ahead and grab this orangey kind of color, and I'm gonna go ahead and apply that with that Morphe brush, and I'm gonna apply it to the crease of the eye. I'm not gonna add too much color because I really don't want this color to pop as much, so I'm just lightly, softly adding that to both my eyes. Next, I'm going to go back to that same Kylie palette and I'm going to use my finger. And I'm gonna go ahead and apply that greenish color directly onto my eyelids and just spread it out with my finger. I like to apply these type of shimmery colors with my finger because I feel like brushes don't really grab onto the color as much or as good as my finger would. So yeah, I'm just going and spreading that onto both eyelids. Alright, so now I'm going to grab this Festival palette from BH Cosmetics, which is one of my favorite palettes because it has so many beautiful, bright, shiny colors, and it really isn't that expensive either. I'm going to grab this lime green color, and I'm going to go ahead and grab this flat brush and soak it a bit with the setting spray that I had used earlier, just to wet it a little bit and to help my eyeshadow stay on my lid better. I'm going to go ahead and place that directly onto my lid. I'm not going to spread it out too much. I'm just going to focus kind of closer to the eyelash line and not so much like up towards the crease. Yeah, and now I'm going to go ahead and do that on the other eyelid as well. Alright, so next I'm going to go ahead and grab my Soph palette by Makeup Revolution, and I'm going to go ahead and grab this really dark forest green color by the name Aurora. I'm going to grab my Morphe brush, and I'm going to go ahead and add that onto the kind of corner to my eye, but not really out so much. That's going to be like the transition color to the brighter green that I'm going to be using later on. So I'm going to go ahead and add that a little bit to the crease as well, just to make the crease a little bit darker. Now I'm going to blend that out. And here you can't really tell, but I'm adding it to the other eye as well, pretty much. Alright, so next I'm going to go ahead and grab the Illusions palette by BH Cosmetics. And I'm going to go ahead and grab this also dark green color, but this one's a little bit brighter. I'm going to use this small brush by BH as well, and I'm going to go ahead and add it to the outer corner of my eye. Can't really tell that much. I couldn't really see where the camera was recording, and I apologize, but I'm basically adding it to the corner of my eye. Just like that. And I'm going to do that on the other eye as well. Alright, now that I'm done with that little Shakira moment, I'm going to go ahead and grab my Fairy Lights palette by BH Cosmetics, and I'm going to go ahead and grab that goldish kind of color, and I'm going to go ahead and add it to the corner of my inner corner of my eye, actually, to make the eyes pop a little bit more. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to that small Illusions palette that I had shown earlier, and I'm going to go back to that green color that I added earlier, and I'm going to add it to the lower part of my eye, so to the lower lashes basically. I'm just going to add a little bit, not too much. Alright, now I'm going to go back to my Festival palette, and I'm going to go ahead and grab that champagne looking color, and I'm actually going to use that as highlight. And I'm going to go ahead and place that on my brow bone to make my eyes a little bit more highlighted. I'm going to do that to the other side as well. It also helps clean up the eye look so it doesn't look too spread out to the top and a little bit less messy. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and go back to that Fairy Lights palette, and I'm going to use this eyeliner brush, and I'm going to go ahead and add eyeliner with this eyeshadow, this black eyeshadow. The reason why I do that is because I don't really want to add liquid liner or any harsh liner, because I don't really want that to take away the center of attention to the eyeshadow look. I want the eyeshadow itself to be the one popping and not so much the eyeliner. I'm gonna grab my green brush that I used earlier and I'm just gonna blend that out a little bit. I'm not adding extra product, I'm just blending it out with the brush itself. And that pretty much concludes the eye look. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and grab more powder and just clean up a little bit under my eyes, just to make it a little bit more cleaner if there was any fallout. These are not that bright colors, so usually I didn't have that much fallout, but just in case. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and add powder to the areas where I did not add earlier. So where I had concealer earlier, basically. But now I'm just gonna bake a little bit in those areas. I'm also adding a little bit more to my nose because my nose gets super oily and I have really huge pores around there. I'm not going to let that bake for a really long time, just kind of 5 seconds and then brush it off. I'm using this bigger brush by BH just to dust off any excess powder. Just slightly going over it, not too much, just all the excess. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of my face. I'm going to go ahead and add bronzer to my face to give it a little bit more color. I like to use this bronzer by Anastasia as kind of like a contour, because I don't really like to use contour just because I feel like it has like an ashy undertone, which is basically what it's supposed to do, but I feel like it just doesn't match my skin tone as much, so I like to use bronzer instead. And I'm just adding it onto the areas that you would typically add contour to, which is the cheekbone, the forehead, the side, what is it called, the temples, and then the jawline as well. Alright, so now to set my whole face, I'm going to use this powder by ColourPop. I believe it is in the medium dark color, and I'm going to use my fat brush and I'm going to go ahead and spread it all over my face. Basically to, you know, remove those harsh lines from the contour and all that stuff. And I like to add a little bit more of this powder, actually a lot, because I have really oily skin. So this is a look that I would typically use to go out or something. So I really like to pat it on to make sure I stay mattified. Alright, so next I'm going to go ahead and use this Contour Duo palette by Kat Von D. I'm going to use this lighter highlight shade, and I'm just going to go ahead and re-highlight those areas that I had highlighted before with the baking powder, just to highlight it a little bit more, just because I feel like I added a lot of powder. So, I mean, you can skip this step, but I like to do this. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and go to that dark color and I'm going to contour my nose a little bit, not too much, just the bottom of it, just to make it look or appear more shorter. Alright, so for blush, I totally forgot to include the preview of the blush that I used, but it's basically a blush that I bought at TJ Maxx. It was like $3 or $4 or something, but I really like it, so I use it often. And for highlight, I'm going to go back to that Very Lights palette that I used earlier, and I'm going to use this like rosy champagne color, and I'm going to use that as highlight. I'm going to go ahead and apply it to my cheekbones on both sides. And with the smaller brush, I'm just going to go ahead and dab it onto the tip of my nose. Not a lot, just a little bit. Finally, I'm going to go ahead and add mascara to my eyelashes. I don't have any eyelashes, just kidding, but I have very small lashes, so I don't really even apply that much. Just apply a little bit to the top and to the lower lashes. Now I'm just going to go ahead and pop on some lashes, and boom, just like that, they're done. And for the final step, I'm just going to go ahead and do my lips. I'm going to go ahead and do this Kylie Jenner lip color. I believe it is in ginger, and I'm just going to top it off with some gloss by Victoria's Secret. The name of it is Get Glossed, and it is in the color Rose Gold. And yeah, this is pretty much it. This is the final result. I hope you guys liked this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!